just to orientate you a little bit, this is the existing centre at the moment, and this is the existing street pattern as it was in 1898. And what we had at that point was Haviland Road went right at the rear of the Royal Arcade and stretched all the way along, connecting up what was a Victorian or a much more traditional street pattern. And then the Sovereign Centre came along and effectively took up a huge 2 street blocks and Centenary Way. And what that did was have quite a devastating impact really on the movements and segregating people. You're either in your car or you're walking. And I know that it works very well at certain times of the day and the week, but certainly in the evenings it is quite a desolate place sometimes, the High Street. So this master plan really starts to go back to more of a traditional street hierarchy, if you like, and replacing the Centenary Way with Haviland Road West, which we are reinstating. And this would be a 2-way, very wide street actually, a 2-way street where the buses will go down, cyclists, and more of a traditional street. We are retaining the Sovereign Centre car park here, which has 600 spaces within it, and then we have some homes being built opposite the Gladstone Road West properties, and then so moving from the north down to the south, we have a community or village hall here with some gardens around it. And then these are mixed-use buildings all around here. So we have ground floor uses are going to be commercial, with upper floors being residential. Number 9 is a relocated Wilko and Lidl store. We're retaining, of course, the Royal Arcade, and then introducing some other blocks here, which are mixed-use blocks. What is number 1 and really important for the town is a new town square, and that is going to feed off the existing pedestrianised precinct. And at the moment the plans are to retain that as a pedestrianised area, but really enhance the quality of that space. And then moving down to the south, we are looking at a walkway to be introduced, unfortunately needing to remove 2 retail properties, but in the place have a direct link from Hawkwood Road in the south up to the square and up to the car park. So create much more of a movement between the north and the south of the area. And Hawkwood Road car park will be redeveloped to provide homes. It will include something like 60 or 70 parking spaces, so about half of the number that we've got already, and an open space here. So in a nutshell, that is what the master plan is proposing. I'll just go through a couple more slides just to give you a bit more detail of the proposals. This is looking at the square, and this is looking at the mixed-use building that we want to introduce off that square. And there is an area here for all sorts of uses and events. Retaining the market also is a real priority. And this is, as I explained, very lively ground floor uses, retail, community, employment, food and drink and cultural uses. Again, just looking at some other uses as well, creative community uses, particularly in the Royal Arcade. I'll come on to that in a minute. Residential homes will be delivered above that, 40, so we're going to have duplexes with gardens, and 50% of the houses, or the homes, would be 3 bedrooms with balconies, winter gardens and roof terraces. And this is how it's broken up into a number of blocks. So Gladstone Road West have houses with front doors onto the road. These are a sort of hybrid really of a normal 2-storey house, and then there would be some flats on the upper floors there. And then Hawkwood Road, we would have also large flats within 3 to 4-storey blocks with a park and a linked walkway. I'm just going to rattle through another couple of key elements of the town investment plan that we are preparing. There's a big emphasis on skills and employment, and we're putting a big investment into a business and enterprise hub, which will be in the Royal Arcade. We are putting some investment into Kings Park Bowling Club to secure the skills and learning hub, which is on the first floor, and to try and better use the ground floor for more activities if possible. But again, we are out to consultation and we're looking at ideas for that. We're supporting the old schoolhouse with enterprise infrastructure. They very much support new businesses and growing businesses, so putting some funding into that building. And there is an emphasis on the digital sector, and we're working with local employees to create some schemes for school leavers and with the universities as well. And these you'll be very familiar with, the old schoolhouse and the training and skills hub at Kings Park. A really important element of this project is the Royal Arcade. I've been working on Boscombe for a long time, and everybody says, if you do one thing, please just get the Royal Arcade used, because there is a huge amount of empty floor space within that building. And so the Towns Fund will be making a big investment into this building. It's a landmark heritage building, and we want to reinvent this building. We want it to be reused for retail and small businesses on the ground floor, and the upper floors for commercial premises, and to create jobs and training, as I explained. But we're also doing some other little projects. The South School on the seafront there is in some very outdated cabins. We're going to replace those, and bit of funding into East Cliff Lift, and looking at how and when and what we should be doing with that. This, I'm sure you're very familiar with. This is something that BCP Council introduced last year, and it's about what the priorities and values are. And what is very much connected to this project is virtual connections. The government are very keen to give us funding for that. And of course, we're a head start on this because we're putting in 5G into the Lansdowne. And we know that does definitely bring in investment into the area. We've got companies from London wanting to relocate to Boscombe because of our fantastic broadband and 5G network that we're introducing. So this is something that we really think will attract jobs to the area, as well as benefit local people. So we can have some free Wi-Fi hubs and all sorts of things as well. Just to sort of get towards the end, a big part of this is our physical connections, and we're looking in particular at improving the cycle links between Boscombe and Folkestone. We want to improve signage to the football stadium and widen pavements in really critical parts as well. So, as I said before, you've got until the 14th of September to submit your comments. We have got a survey online on the website, loads of information on the website as well. So, please do, have a rattle through that. And we're also on the market stall as well on every Thursday. So we've got 3 more Thursdays left and a couple of Saturdays as well.